Teach Me Grappling. What's up, guys? Majid is here. Majid, last weekend was Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones Jr.
Yes.
Y'all must have forgot. Hey, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed that fight. A lot of people did. It was like, I heard a lot of people on the internet, like talking about, on like social media platforms, like talking about, this is going to be bullshit. They're not allowed to knock each other out, all this. Other people are like, how do you hold back from a knockout? It doesn't matter if it's an exhibition. They're still going to go.
It's still a fight.
It's a fight.
You're throwing punches. You're not slapping each other. You're still throwing punches. And people don't realize Mike Tyson has not been fighting for 15 years. And Roy Jones has not been fighting for 2 years. But there's another thing people don't pay attention to. You know what that is?
What is that?
Not just because it was a 2-minute round, but because the ring was half the size.
Oh yeah, it was definitely a smaller ring.
And why is that, guys? Let's break it down for you. Roy Jones is a guy who likes to bounce around, take advantage of his speed and advantage. But this was in the favor of Mike Tyson, because Mike Tyson likes to close the gap with his feet, and it's hard to run away the person who's skipping. But if you have a big ring, it'll be hard for hard for Mike Tyson to run away because there's too much running around. So Mike Tyson came in a lateral movement. If you watch the movement, he did lateral, stepping in, stepping out, skipped in, skipped out, and it was hard for Roy Jones to run away from that thing. And every time Mike Tyson hit one or two, Roy Jones
would get close.
Clinch, under hooks, under clinching up. So now he can't punch him. So it was very hard for Mike Tyson to hit. So it was a strategy for Roy Jones to work to get the underhooks right away. And both hands were underhooks, so now you can't box. There's no power. So every time I lift my hands to punch him, he would lift his hands up. Now there's no more punching. So it's important to know how he was jamming the punching. So Mike Tyson is a good puncher.
He hit a lot of body shots.
Yes.
And then instantly Roy would grab him.
Exactly. Yeah. So most people, when they get in trouble, they get hit and they stand there instead of
you're talking about normal guys.
This is what they do. This is what a regular guy would do. They say Mike Tyson would spin and hit it. But at the moment Roy Jones got hit, Roy Jones he's a smart guy. That's called jamming your punches. He kept on jamming. It was smart from his point of view. But remember, Tyson is not a fool. Tyson is a very severe, fearful puncher, heavy-duty puncher. Even though people look, why he is not. Power came from his legs. When he punched, he was punching from his leg. He wasn't punching from his arm. He was skipping right, he was skipping, boom, boom. So he picked up the uppercuts. He was very devastating punches. So it's important to realize, what does the footwork do? You might lose your speed, but you cannot lose your rhythm. Roy Jones was doing great with his hand speed. He had a good speed, 1 or 2, and then he ran away. He ran away, it was good. But remember, you can do only for so long. As the age comes in, your twitching muscles do slow down. But the rhythm, like Mike Tyson was doing, you can power. And the body weight coming behind it.
Roy had to respect those punches.
Of course.
If he gets hit, it could be over.
It was because, remember, he's punching with his whole body weight. And Roy Jones was hitting with his arms. That was arm punches. Yeah, it do hurt, but they're not gonna kill you. As compared to this. Mike Tyson's going off the hook, coming after him. Yeah. And he did not
I better grab him.
Then he better grab me. That's when the fight kept on looking boring.
What about, Roy does his little thing where he
shuffles
he turns. He'll turn his head almost like no look and then throw a punch and then skate on out.
That's really good. You saw he did it one time or twice on Mike Tyson. But remember, you can only pull it a couple times against a professional veteran. He's Mike Tyson. He might see me, you can fool me once, fool me twice, but not 2 or 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
And remember, you are going against a person who has seen so much in his lifetime. And if something touching you, it does not scare you. But when something's coming at you, it's a lot of commitment. So commitment was important. You see the Mike Tyson's jab, even jab was with the step. So he was with the step. Everything he did is with the step and punches. That's why punches are dangerous when you come with your body weight. Even if he doesn't block, even if he blocks it, the rhythm is on his favor. So ring was small, made for Mike Tyson. Roy Jones had to shuffle as much as he can, even though Roy Jones knew that this is going to be a different match. He made it very possible to clinch the match, go in his favor. And yes, I do have to give credit to amazing both of them fighters who are in their 50s and giving up this performance. And this is the highest paid pay-per-view fight. I think they broke the record for a certain boxing heavyweight, which was exhibition. In every exhibition, they broke the record in exhibition sales of tickets.
Yeah. My thoughts are at the end of the fight, they announced it as a draw. I did notice they had WBC former world champions, I believe, 3 world champions judge the fight. It came out a draw. One of the guys was actually fought Roy Jones. Tony, was it Paczynski? He actually got TKO'd by Roy Jones. Mm-hmm. He gave it to Roy Jones. I also thought it was interesting. I want to say this has nothing to do really with the fight, just the personalities of these characters. I just want to mention this. I love Mike Tyson because Mike Tyson was such a ferocious fighter back in the 80s and the 90s. And when the fight was over and they announced it as a draw, the gentleman that was interviewing him, he said, "Hey, Mike, what do you think of that? Do you think it was a draw?" And he was like, "Well, did you think you won?" And he was like, "Yeah, but I'm okay with the draw. Yeah, I'm okay with the draw. He's so cool. He didn't even. He's so gracious
to get this opportunity.
Yeah, just because he just wanted to get in there and throw hands.
Imagine fighting for 15 years and a fearful, dangerous man in the history of boxing who gets to reborn his career all over again just to be in the same feeling. Do you know what I will do to be in the same position again? People cheering for me, the sensation of being again, and he's still a humble, and now he has grown so much. He said like, you could get like a first round knockout, but he really wanted to just go the distance. He wanted to get that experience, and the feeling of going the distance, getting kind of tested, winded, and finishing. And then what was really interesting also was then they turned the mic to Roy Jones, and right away they said, "What do you think of a draw?" "Well, I don't like draws. I wear draws." I thought I outpointed him. Guys, I'm just gonna be honest. I already know where you stand. I thought there's no way that really Roy Jones won that fight. He did land some punches. They weren't very hard. Yeah. He landed a few combinations. He did show some fun stuff. He made the fight fun, but definitely the harder strikes were thrown by Mike Tyson. If you really look at the game, what was more interesting, what Mike Tyson wanted to engage in fighting, while Roy Jones was trying to steal points like Mayweather would do, points and smart.
Which I agree. We both believe the same thing. Yeah, it's not good for the sport.
It's not good for the sport, but if you really want to see a fight, you definitely want to watch Mike Tyson, because he's out there to take your heads off. Yes, in this thing, it was more exhibition, but you can see his footwork and the movement and the commitment on those punches. If he had committed what he wanted and the head movement, there was some danger behind it. As compared to Roy Jones, who's smothering and trapping, makes the things boring, but he's doing his best to survive what he knows the best. I'm not saying it's wrong or right, but there are styles that people like and there are styles that people don't like. And the styles who win the game, like Mayweather, like to steal the points away, and there are styles like punches, like Mike Tyson.
But you know what? But different. Look, Mayweather does run from. A lot of people say, I don't want to watch a Mayweather fight because he just shells up, Philly shell, and then shoulder rolls and sticks 1 point and then wins. But Mayweather whoops your ass too. He lands a lot of punches
because his defense is so good.
Yeah, his defense is so good. But Roy didn't really do that, in my opinion. He didn't open up Mike Tyson and make Mike Tyson look stupid,
expose,
which is what he needed for him to win, in my opinion. But he really believes he won. I think he thinks he outpointed him.
You know what?
Who am I, right?
I think it's old memories coming back. Remember, you're 50 years old. You still think you're moving the same, but you're not. You do lose your twitching muscles.
Maybe I got to watch the fight again. Maybe he did better than I thought.
I did watch it. And
you watched it?
It's not.
No, it was Mike Tyson landed the harder shots.
And Mike Tyson would have committed more. He would have, but
he admitted too. He admitted the body shots. He said the body shots hurt
him. Yes. But imagine when Mike Tyson was hitting the body shots to him. It was so. Even Roy Jones said that one of the body shots hit him, really committed a lot. He said, I feel that. I'm going to feel it tomorrow. Guys, you do have to remember, Mike Tyson has dealt such a hard time in his life. He's been through war, and he's seen so much, and he was so humble. He says it was one of the best experiences he ever feel. Watching him, I don't know if you'll ever watch in the history again a legend coming out again and able to create this sensation. I don't know if we'll ever watch Mike Tyson again. I hope we can watch more of it.
All right, I gotta bring up something before we go.
What is that?
Was Mike Tyson on any PEDs? He's 54. The dude looked pretty damn good.
He was really, really good. He said he just smoked a little weed. I think weed is okay. Weed is all right. He said weed is.
But they're
weed
not
is-
testing for this exhibition.
I think, but when you take weed, it doesn't make you strong. Just let me know.
No.
Weed, it makes you relax.
I'm talking about some juice.
I don't think
Some
so.
Man, Mike Tyson looked good at 54.
Because Mike Tyson had one of the best training camps.
I don't mean to say nothing bad. I mean,
Yeah, but I don't think so.
Mike, don't come after me.
Yeah, but it's the discipline ethics. He has a very long history of basic ethics of learning, having good discipline of camps. Every time he trained like it was
Come on,
for the
come on,
last
man.
time.
Mike Tyson, come on, man.
Brian, he trains
With
really
his camps, I agree with you. But
He's
come on, man.
really
Discipline.
committed. He's-
What about with the ladies?
Well, that's why that was young age. Now he's changed. He's changed so much. But what does that tell you? I want to bring this a very good, a good topic that he brought up right now. What makes a fighter to be a better person is the teacher that he learned from. Customaro really imprinted such an amazing thing in Mike Tyson's life that he'll never lose the footwork, the stepping, the angles, and all the head movement. This is Custamaro's hard work. You can never, if you did your hard work in the early stages of your striking, you'll never lose it. Just like when grappling or striking or boxing, when you have a good discipline, you will not lose it. That's why when legends are born, because they have good schooling and good respect for the teacher. So if you want to do something nice, pick up a good teacher and stick with it. This guy.
All right, guys.
See you guys.
That was Majid Race's breakdown. I just say whatever I want. Anyway, thank you guys so much. Hope you guys enjoyed. We'll knock you guys out another time.